In today's video, I want to show you how to protect part of your spreadsheet so that people can't change your formulas or your formats. If we look at this spreadsheet, in column C, it's just normal numbers, okay? But if I click on cell D4, notice how D4 has a formula. In fact, everything from column D all the way over all has formulas. So I want people to be able to use the spreadsheet and benefit from the spreadsheet, but I don't want people to change the formulas. So here's what we can do. Now, you're actually going to highlight the cells that you want them to change. So I'm going to highlight from C4 to C9. Those are cells I want them to change. Now, the only way I know how to get to this screen is through Format Cells. So I'm going to right-click on those cells, and then I'll pick on Format Cells. And then here's the classic Format Cells screen. Now, if you've been using Excel for a long time like I have, you've seen this screen many, many times. And most of it is about formatting, as you can see. And then there's the Protection tab. We'll pick on Protection. Now, notice how it says those cells are locked. In fact, all of the cells are locked by default. So, but look what it says. Locking cells or hiding formulas has no effect until you protect the spreadsheet. So the fact that they're locked right now doesn't really mean anything because the protection is not on. So we're going to unlock the cells that we want them to change. So I'll pick uncheck it where it says locked and then click on OK. So what you do first is you unlock the cells that you want them to change by doing that procedure. You highlight those cells, we right-clicked, we picked Format Cells. Under the Protection tab, you uncheck it where it says locked. And you repeat that for all the cells that you want them to change. Now we still have to turn the protection on. So in this case, I'm going to pick on the Review menu up top. And under the Review menu, I'll pick on Protect Sheet. Now, here's how this screen works. If you want them to be able to do any of these things, then you would check those items. So for example, if you still want them to insert rows after the protection is on, then you would click on that. Anything that's checked means they'll still be able to do that feature once the protection is on. Anything that's not checked means they will not be able to do that feature once the protection is on. Now, I would highly recommend that you supply a password for this as well. So I'm going to type in a password. And then I'll click on OK. And it wants you to verify that. Type in the exact same thing. Notice how it says the password's OK sensitive. So I'll type in the exact same thing and click on OK. Now the spreadsheet is protected. So that means I can only change the cells that I had unlocked in the previous step. So for example, I'll come up here and I'll type in 14,000 in C4. Now, by the way, notice how some of the other cells change because the formulas still work, everything still works. I can change the cells that I had unlocked on the previous step. I'll change the cell to 30,000, and it lets me do that. However, column D, or all of these other cells really should be locked still. So I'm going to try to type in 16,000. Cell or chart that you're trying to change is protected and therefore read only. So it really did work. Now, to unlock this, you can pick on Review, and then you can pick on Unprotect Sheet. And then this is where you would need the password. So somebody could not easily do that. You know, by the way, don't use an easy password. Don't use your first name or your title or your last name. Or, you know, a lot of people use the word password. I think that's the most popular password is the actual word password. I would try to avoid that and use something better because otherwise it's too easy to figure out. I'm going to type in my password, and now it's not protected anymore. All right, so you highlight some cells that you want them to change. You go back to Format Cells, and you make sure the protection is not locked there. Then the next step would be to say Review and Protect Sheet. Here you would add a password. Again, any of these items that you check means they'll still be able to do that feature once you lock it. And that is how you can protect your spreadsheets.